You are entering E&C's Pod of Awesomeness.
All right, Birdman, for the second week in a row, here we are. We're sitting out in my my guest residence, where you've made your perch for the week.
Where I was making my winter residence above your garage of Asheville, North Carolina.
And DiBiase's was always making his winter residence in the Pacific Palisades.
Yeah. He had a lot of residences. I like when he was in.
He was the $1 Million Man.
The Netherlands and Tilly's.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was good because that's a hell of a
was
commute.
Was that his autumn or was that his spring or summer?
It wouldn't be summer.
His winter residence, I believe, was in Florida.
Palisades.
No, I think that was his autumn residence.
Really?
I think his winter residence was was it?
Kennebunkport.
No, it was in Florida. It was like
Coral Gables.
No, Palm Beach or something like that.
West Palm Beach.
I think it was in Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, so here's
Boca Raton, Florida. I think it was
Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Well, here's the challenge of the hosers because we're too lazy to go back and try and find them and watch. Tweet us, email us the residences of $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and with today's inflation, would he now be the $1 billion man Ted DiBiase?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you've perched out in my apartment for the week. We have the three girls all running around. It's bedlam. It's chaos. It's crazy.
Madness, brother.
How do you feel, Bird?
I feel kind of tired.
I'm tired.
But in a good way. I mean,
I'm not going to lie. By the end of the night, the other night, you and Beth were talking.
Yeah.
I fell asleep in the chair.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Just fell asleep.
Yeah. You were out.
I did the old man thing. I fell asleep. I wasn't mid-conversation or anything, but you guys were mid-conversation. I think maybe it's commentary on just you guys, but I fell asleep in front of the fireplace.
Yeah, you did. Like an old fat man.
You got a snort there.
You fell asleep, brother.
Yeah.
Put you out with a sleeper hold. I snuck
The weevil lock.
I snuck up behind you with a rag full of
Ether.
knockout potion.
Ether.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what it was called.
Knockout potion. Stuck up with a ragged knockout potion.
I didn't know what it was called. But
Jim Cornette, he's got that knockout potion.
Yeah.
Look out. So, Bird.
Yeah.
You know what? I heard that Cesaro and Reigns had a really good match on Raw. I didn't see it, damn it.
I didn't see it either, and I'm looking forward to going back and watching it, and I'll comment on it next week.
Are you going to?
I am. Yeah, I'm going to watch it, make a point, because I've heard a lot of good things about it. But we are privy to some information today about the mixed tag tournament that will be taking place, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big news.
You know what? I had no idea kind of what it was. It sounds like a fun concept.
It does, and that's the cool thing about the network, right? And and that's what the network needs is stuff like this that's different than what you're going to see on Raw or SmackDown, or even, now that they're showing NXT on USA. This is the kind of stuff that I think that when you buy the network, you expect to get something different, and you should get something different. And this is definitely something I didn't see coming, and I think the concept of it's really cool. And we get some cool moments and some good matches.
And before people go that you're just a paid shill,
right? Yeah.
Which you're not a paid shill,
right.
Even though you are a kiss ass. That's not the case because we're not on contract with anybody.
No.
Even though we had the E&C show of awesomeness, and it might possibly happen again, but.
Well, if I didn't think it was a good idea, I would say.
You would say so, Bert.
I would.
You would say so. You would caw to the heavens.
Oh, don't you think I won't be nitpicking those matches the way I nitpick, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, you look out. You better be on your best on those nights. Superstars participating, because I got the golden eye.
The golden eye. The golden eye, because they're waiting on bated breath.
Yeah. I am a fucking genius.
Birdman.
So,
the Birdman. So very cool concept. It's you know what? It sounds like a fun concept, but also just having done a couple of mixed tags.
Yeah, they're fun
throughout the years.
Yep.
They really are a lot of fun because you can incorporate some fun stuff.
Especially you can interweave some storyline stuff as it gets going.
Yeah,
you can build some storylines and make it a little more personal too. But I was involved in mixed tags with Jericho and Trish and Lita a whole number of different combinations, as well as some other ones in the past too, and they're fun to do, and it adds a different dynamic. And if they're done right, they're really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and it's just you can think of all the different combinations over the years, but I think of like, Beth and Santino and the comedy aspect of what they brought, and you can bring those elements into matches, but then you can also bring in, the serious element and the kind of, like you said, rivalries and build stories out of it.
Well, think of how it would look if say Alexa Bliss, who's like 5 feet tall, is in the ring and she's on the opposite side from Braun Strowman or something. And he gets tagged in. She turns around, and this dude that she comes up basically to his thighs is standing there.
Well, that'll be interesting too. Is how they
work that.
Matches.
But that whole visual would be cool and would get a reaction. Something to that kind of stuff is the stuff that's going to happen, and it'll be
or
fun.
A stare down between Nia Jax and Braun Strowman.
Look at it.
Boom.
So many possibilities. You get that pencil up, bro.
I'll get it out. I'll get it out, and I'll get a big eraser on the end. Yeah. So it could be a lot of fun. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Now, I'm not going to touch on it any more than this because as far as I know, it's complete rumor. I don't know the extent of it. But when I hear stenosis, automatically I go, whoa, because that's what ended my career. Yep. And I heard rumblings throughout the week that could be the case with Sheamus. I don't know.
Gosh, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah. And I don't know, though. I have no idea, because the last time I talked to him, we were just trying to put a smile on a little kid's face.
Because I didn't hear that.
But I don't want to say that that's the case. I don't know if that's the case. If there is any truth to it, it's a shame and it sucks. Hopefully it's not. That's all I'm going to say. But we have to at least broach the subject, because it was out there, and I think if anybody's listening and they hear that somebody currently on the roster has stenosis, and I don't mention it when it ends my career, then I don't feel like we have to at least mention it. So hopefully it's not true, because it's on the internet, so it's got to be true, brother.
Oh, I wish you would get stenosis of the mouth edge.
Mouth stenosis. Narrowing of the mouthful column.
Oh, that tongue will freeze up, and I'll chop it right across the gizzard. I'll take you down.
I have no idea, but it's like, oh boy. So hey, today we got some ideas for guests. We're really winging this thing.
Yeah,
but
we got some cool ideas.
We do. We got some cool ideas because. For those that don't remember or don't know, it's been 10 years since Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, collectively known as the Edgeheads or collectively known as Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, since they debuted as my guys at Armageddon in Pittsburgh, triple threat match against The Undertaker and Batista. It's been 10 years, which to me is kind of mind-boggling. Yeah. It boggles my brain pan because I still picture them as the young kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not. They're grown men now.
They are.
Which means I'm a much more growner manner with white in his beard.
Well, I mean, it's cool. Like we'll touch here on we're talking about their thought process and how that whole thing came about, and it was kind of a turning point for both those guys. And we'll discuss everything that went into their whole thought process, putting this thing together and pitching it, and we'll get to it. I don't want to spoil too much.
Hey, and you know what? We've talked about having Ryder on the show. We've talked about not having him on the show. Yeah. He wants on the show bad. He's always listening.
You know what? Let's give him a shot.
But wait, there's some debate here. I don't necessarily know whether we need him personally, because
Well, here's the thing. I feel like I owe him something because he housed my family during a hurricane.
That's true,
right? So if I don't at least give him the opportunity, then
Hawkins is on no matter what.
I feel like I'm not doing my part as a human.
Yeah, Hawkins is in.
Yeah.
Because as we'll probably talk about, I was, Hawkins was an Edge guy.
So you don't want Zach on because I was
Ryder's a Christian guy.
Right. So
let's give this Christian guy a shot. Let's see.
Christian guy.
Yeah. He's a Christian guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were messing up his name. That's stenosis coming back to you.
Stenosis of the mouth. Yeah. No, it's of the brain.
It's
the entire head. Okay.
All right, let's give old Zachy boy a call.
Let's give it a shot.
Hello.
Hey, what are you doing?
Who's this?
Kid, what's up?
What's up?
What are you doing?
Hello? I can't really hear you. Hello?
Hey, what are you doing?
Hello.
All right, now see what I tell you. What did I tell you about him?
We should try him back.
What? No, we're not trying him back.
Come on.
No, that's it. He wanted on this show. He gets the opportunity to be on this show. He hangs up. He doesn't answer.
He knows that we were recording this at some point this week.
At some point.
Yeah.
On some day, at some hour.
All right. Well,
so he should be waiting there, just sweating and wanting this to happen.
Right.
He didn't want it bad enough.
He did.
You want to know who does want it?
The guy who's calling in right now?
Yeah. The Edge guy.
Yeah. Was he Barry or Bobby Major?
He was Curt Hawkins.
Here he is.
He is Curt Hawkins.
Here we go.
Mack Weldon is better than whatever you're wearing right now. Guaranteed whatever you're wearing there, Birdman.
It probably is, because, the stuff I wear is cheap and shitty.
Yeah, and mine's not. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm wearing my Mack Weldon duffel bag green sweatpants right now, and they fit, they hug, they feel good.
Can I have them?
No, but you know what? You know what's going to happen. I know what you're going to do.
What?
You're going to go on MackWeldon.com and you're going to order exactly the same thing because that's what you do. You follow my lead.
Is it? That's where you're wrong because I already ordered them. It's not that I'm going to. I already did.
Yeah.
And guess what? I ordered duffel bag green too. That's how I roll.
Of course,
Mack Weldon believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. Oh, that shopping experience was so easy, brother. I just clicked on there, scrolled through little tabby tabs there. Oh, yeah, it was so easy.
Little tabby tabs, huh?
Yeah.
I also ordered some gloves. Yeah, some gloves that I can swipe on my phone with that keep your hands nice and warm. You going to order those too? I got my Sunday lounge pants in charcoal gray. You going to order those too?
Maybe I am. Maybe I already did. Mack Weldon is the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, and sweatpants and more that you will ever wear, brother, sister.
They have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor, and that's good for the Birdman because he stinks. They want you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they will still refund you, no questions asked.
Not only does Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, and shirts look good, they perform well too. It's good for working out, going to work, going out on dates, whatever, just everyday life.
Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off using promo code AWESOME. There he is.
Hey.
Drop of a hat, he gets it done. That's
This is,
why you were the strong
pure
member
luck,
of the...
Pure luck, but yeah.
Pure luck?
No, there's no such thing. Luck's for losers, brother. That's why you were the strong member of the team. That's why you were the one...
To this day.
Yeah. And that's why Ryder liked Christian and you liked me.
It's his favorite wrestler of all time. Which
What about his
it took
dad's?
a while for him to confess that to you, right?
Yeah, you did, but I
think it was like
I think I always knew.
Post Edgehead run, I think you finally learned that information.
Yeah, well, he's he was always super weird around me, even weirder than he normally is, and that's how I knew that I was something special to him because he was his super weirdness.
I remember when you came in from from TNA, he was very excited because then we finally get to meet you and stuff.
Remember when I met you guys at that party, and I was still in TNA? And
oh my God, you're right at Batista's party, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was so awkward and nervous to meet you.
And see, if I had known that, would have booted him right out of La Familia. He would have been gone immediately.
His list of favorite wrestlers of all time are quite strange. So Jay's the best of the bunch, but Jay's number one. But he's lumped into that group of guys.
Yeah. Well, how come you liked Adam better than me? What was the deal with there?
Well, taste.
Oh man, put me on the spot with that. I don't know. I mean,
Just remember before you answer. Just remember who's helping you out in a month.
Yeah,
before you answer.
Pro Wrestling, January 20th.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Yeah, get the plug in.
And now, truth be told, I wanted to, but I happen to be in Ireland, and that's a difficult commute.
Well, we'll get it done one of these days.
We will. But yeah, so what do you got going on? First, before we get into the Edgeheads reunion, which is 10 years coming up, and you explained to everyone how that all shook out, and tell us what you got going on up there.
What I got going on? I'm a new father. So
yes,
I'm off today.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. My wife works, So when I'm home, I'm really not. I basically have no days off because daddy daycare is on completely when I'm
it's a
home.
real thing.
So I'm just always taking care of my daughter, still running errands, trying to do things like that. So it's quite hectic. And then I'm also, you guys know how it is. Your time at home is only so much. So I'm getting ready to leave this weekend for a full loop of Raw live events and TVs and stuff. So I leave Friday for Manchester, New Hampshire.
And then you have the two of us calling you, like cold calling you while you're trying to do all of this stuff, like complete assholes.
Well, I just drove from my house to my mom's house to have her watch my kid for an hour so I could get a haircut and then just to drive back. So that's why he caught me at a good time because she fell asleep in the back and I got time to drive.
Oh, see.
Yeah, you got to. That's the thing too, right? Like, it's funny how kids that age only sleep in cars. Like with my daughter, I had to at night. That's the only way I get her to sleep is to drive her around for an hour or two.
Oh, I've heard from other parents that that's like a thing. Oh. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not to get to that point, but I know that's a thing.
It's a real thing, yeah.
Well, especially in New York, that's going to be some driving up there.
You live in Florida, so it's always nice weather. Like to go outside, and like I can't it's freezing here today in New York. Like I can't be going outside with my daughter all the time and putting her in the
that's like when we were in Syracuse. It was a process.
I'll be in Syracuse this weekend. Another plug for the Raw brand.
Oh yeah. Well, but so Create a Pro. Tell us what's going on. You said January 20th. Yeah,
January 20th. We have a show which former WWE superstar Christian will be there appearing live, and we also on this particular show we've partnered with Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're very excited about it. We've secured our biggest venue yet, so a lot going on. The show will be about, I'd say 75% of the guys performing on the event will be people that myself and Pat Buck have trained from scratch in Long Island, New York at our school, Create a Pro.
Does this mean I have to do a bunch of retraining while I'm there? I'm looking forward to doing the autographs. I'm looking forward to doing the autographs. Does this mean I have to retrain a bunch of people?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I put your pretty face on the poster to hope to draw the house. People meet Christian and then stay and enjoy the wrestling.
Cool.
So, and fill everybody in that doesn't know about Create a Pro, when you started it, how it's doing and everything, and how much you like it.
Actually, it came out of very selfish reasons and kind of frustration. I was still with the WWE the first time, and I wasn't being booked very often, and I was sitting home a lot. And my biggest fear, even though I don't blow up as a wrestler, but I was very scared, that they would just cold call me to, be on a weekend and haven't wrestled in 3 months, and you guys know as fellow wrestlers, that's real tough to do. So I was driving to schools all over, at least once a week, just trying to get a workout in and stuff and teaching. And then my good friend Pat Buck, he's been all over the place, man. He was in OVW and he's trained at Rip Rogers, and he was in FCW for a period as well. He had a school in Jersey I was driving to. At least, if no traffic, it would be an hour there and back. So out of frustration, eating dinner one night after a workout, he said, "Hey, man, you should open a school. I'll do it with you." And I said, "I'm serious. I'll do it now just to, have a place for me to work out." And then it kind of spiraled into like I said, it was a very selfish choice at first, but then the satisfaction of being a coach and teaching others and seeing them develop and grow as performers has really been so satisfying, and something that kind of snuck up on me that I'm just so proud of.
Yeah, and I think too that did you take pieces of your experiences along the way as well as the things that you learned when you were training and kind of made your own style, or what is your kind of style of training, if there is a different one?
So that's real interesting. So I learned from so many people in the WWE, being there for over 10 years, and watching you every night at ringside for a year straight. I've had some invaluable learning lessons. I'd say a lot of what I use as a teacher comes from what I got out of training with Dr. Tom, I think, for the majority. I mean, I've learned from, I don't even have time to name how many people have, influenced me and I've done seminars with, and, the incredible producers that we have at WWE and things throughout the years. But I think a lot of what I use as a straight up coach comes from my time with Dr. Tom and Deep South Wrestling, and then eventually FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. So I'd give him the credit for that.
And you know what's great about that and hearing that is Dr. Tom was one of the coaches of the Funkin' Dojo when I first got called up for them to take a look at me for WWF. And it was Dory Funk and it was Dr. Tom. Yeah, so Dr. Tom is the glue that connects our stories. How about that?
I've never thought of that till right now.
Me neither, which is pretty cool. And
shout
out to Dr. Tom because he is awesome. Okay, so it's been 10 years, like you mentioned. The anniversary of the Edgeheads.
Yeah.
And just to clarify for everybody, because I've told this story before, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
The horse face's mouth.
The horse face's mouth.
Yeah.
How it all came.
Jay might have to explain that one later on, too. But anyway, keep going.
But before the Birdman interrupts me again with his little stork legs, tell me how it all came about. And just explain it like you're not explaining it to me, because I already know.
From my recollection, how this all went down.
Yes.
Okay. So we were called up in May of 2007 as Brian and Brett Majors, the Major Brothers, on the ECW side. From what I was told after Dusty, who was writing ECW at the time, he thought that Zack and I reminded him of the Mulkey brothers.
Really?
And he thought, just a straight up, I don't know, green, baby face, kind of generic 80s-ish tag team. And that's kind of what we were given, that's kind of what we were putting out there.
Right,
so,
yeah.
we're only about 22 at this point, too, keep in mind. So we get called up, we get do nothing, we get switched to SmackDown, we have we had a stinker with Chavo and Noble, and then we had I remember we had a squash match with locals. We had a squash match with locals as baby faces, and they gave us 8 minutes or something like that. And we were just thinking, we were green, but we knew, oh no, that's how do you hang with locals and we're supposed to look strong for 8 minutes? We were like, this is ridiculous. And we went home super early.
Here's the answer. You don't.
So that's what people were telling us. We went home really early and got screamed at in Gorilla by Jerry Briscoe because there's so much time left. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So things were not going well. So we did those things and we were going to TVs and doing live events, but never ever on TVs. And I was thinking about this. I haven't thought about this in a long time, but because I knew we were going to do this interview. It's actually Tommy.
Tommy.
He's the one who hired us, actually, but I didn't know him as well as I know him now. And there was one day in that fall of 2007, amongst us doing nothing, where he basically said, I think they're going to fire you guys because you don't do anything or break you up or something. But so he was very paranoid about it and made us very paranoid about it. But knowing him now, he's just kind of leans on the paranoid side of things where, I'm not. So, but he made us all, Zack and I, very paranoid about, oh shit, Jesus Christ, we're 22, we just got called up and we're not even going to get 6 months out of this and be done with. So at the time we were still living in Louisville and reporting to OVW. We had basically kind of like what I'm doing now, no days off. We would land from the road, do whatever we were doing and go straight to OVW class and practice and pay-per-view and do whatever live events there that were going on. And we had a day coming up, which I guess they don't do anymore, but back in my days of being developmental, they'd have days where the entire writing team would come and kind of watch you guys. Well, we'd put on a show for just them, basically. Everyone would cut a promo,
okay,
and then wrestle a match, an entire card just for the writing team. So you're in front of 10, 12 people tops. So one of those days was coming up, and we had already been on the road for whatever it was, 6 months as the Majors. So the day before, we saw Michael Hayes at TV, and we said, hey, what do you want us to do? We're already up here as the Majors, and we have to do this tomorrow. He's like, well, show me something different. How about that? And we're like, holy shit, what the fuck? What are we going to do? So we had batted on this idea that Zack and I were legit Edge fans, and we wanted to be somehow associate with him and be his lackeys or something like that. So, and we were watching a lot of Entourage at the time.
And I wasn't there at the time, so I wasn't there at the time, so I was he who shall not be named.
No, that was our fallout plan, to jump to TNA and be the Christian heads. So, like, oddly enough, we kind of, on the way that day at TV, we were like, why don't we just try that Edge thing for Hayes? Like, who cares? We'll work his heels. Like, they'd never seen that. And we're like, whatever. What do we got to lose? Absolutely nothing. So we grabbed sadly, we had a lot of Edge merch at home, but then we grabbed even more from the merch guys on our way out of TV. And we cut, like, a funny promo that, like, we pretended that Edge had called in. We had our cell phones, and we were taking orders from him and stuff. And, we were like, acting as if we were running around doing errands for Adam and stuff, which they got a kick out of. And then we worked his heels and, like, Edge kind of gear and stuff. And so that put it in creative's head. So, and Michael Hayes said something maybe on the way out, like, you guys impressed me today. I didn't know you had that in you. And so we're like, okay, cool. Then we get to TV and we see him again, the following week, and we're like, oh, what's going on with the Edge thing? He goes, yeah, I can't just put you with Edge because you want to be with Edge. How would you do it? And we're like, okay, now we're back to square one here. And then, like, shit. So, and
here we go.
Just come back from injury recently. So, and the pay-per-view was coming up in December, that Armageddon, correct, Adam, right? Armageddon 2007?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's write a scenario where we get involved in this triple threat match and help him win the title. So we wrote it up, sent it to Hayes. He said he liked it or whatever, but, like, he's not going to, the two lowest guys in the totem pole sent him an idea. Doesn't mean he's going to do it, And someone might have said, you probably should try to get Adam's blessing on this thing or it's going to go nowhere. I went, okay, you're right. And I think at the time we've only had, a handful of, small talk conversations, hellos and goodbyes. That's about it at the locker room. So I pulled you aside and said, hey, my partner and I have this idea where we would be your lackeys. Can I just have your email and I'll send you, I wrote it up. Just if you have the time, please, read it and let us know what you think or whatever. So I got Adam's email and then sent over to him. And that's where things really took a turn because I believe he dug it. He got what we were trying to accomplish with the whole thing. And then the other funny thing leading up to the actual debut that I remember that I definitely just want to say is you brought like a bunch of extra tights to TV because Michael Hayes wanted to see us in the Edge stuff to see if we really looked passable, like kind of doppelgangers. So, like, we were changing in some secret locker room, like he passed it off to us and the three of us were putting it all on or whatever. And then we're waiting to see Hayes and maybe Vince. I can't remember. But the funny part that I remember about the whole thing is the most random person ever, Funaki, walked by and saw us. Like, oh, he saw us all dressed up. And then I thought, okay, maybe we're onto something. That reaction was pretty funny. Like he was acting like, oh, what a perfect fit,
Yeah. Oh, Funaki always plays into our story at some point. That's why we included him on the TV show too. So here's my side of it, and I remember liking you guys because you reminded me of me and Jay, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll look at what these guys they're plugging away, they're trying, and I remember Michael had broached the subject with me. And I was like, well, okay, that's interesting. And then you came up, I want to say it was like maybe a month before the pay-per-view, maybe even less. Got me an email, sent me the email.
And time to get it done.
Yeah, I remember it was quick. And I got the email, and I remember sitting down and reading it. I was like, damn, this is really good. And good on them for, taking this and, like, giving it a shot. Like, that takes a set. To
well, like you had said before, you weren't just pitching it to a guy that was on the card. You were pitching it to the top guy on the card, the champion, the world champion, and who's in the top storyline with Vicky Guerrero at the time, who is super hot heel, and but you guys took a swing, and that's what it's all about. Some guys, the chances are zero if you don't take the swing.
Here's the swing they took. they took a swing to get involved in a triple threat with me, Batista, and The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like, you think about that.
Yeah.
that's a hell of a
never
swing.
being on a pay-per-view ever to pitching to be a part of the main event of the next one. And
causing the finish of that pay-per-view and that main event and switching the world title. And I remember the makeup crew having to paint on the tattoos on you guys. I think eventually we got stencils and then just gave up on it. Because
yeah, but we never got to use them because we only did the tattoos the at Armageddon, and we did it the following SmackDown.
Okay.
And then we never did tattoos again. But they the stencils weren't ready for when they were supposed to be. So a lot of people don't know this. Those were straight up Sharpie, like black Sharpie, free-handed, and paint. And then it was never discussed to be dressed like you forever. It was just for that one, screw job to win the title. And then we showed up, we had Monday off, and we showed up Tuesday in Rochester, and they were like, "Oh, you guys still have the tattoos?" We're like, "No, we spent hours scrubbing this Sharpie off our bodies, like it was barely standing." And we're like, fake tanned and ready for TV, and they're like, "Oh, Vince wants them back on." Like, great. So like, it was Richie from Magic and maybe Julie Youngberg, I think. They were not thrilled because it was a lot of work.
Yeah, and that's also, like, you guys, how quick did you have to come up with the new monikers as well? Because you guys were like Barry and Bobby Major or something like that. And then all of a sudden you're like,
Brian
Barry
and Brett
Major.
oh, yeah, that's it.
What a dick.
I just told somebody that story recently. That was bizarre, too. I don't know what your recollection of that is, Adam, but
I remember helping out, and I think we used Taylor Hawkins as a template, right?
Yes, but that was like way later in the day. So we got there, we get blindsided by the whole tattoo thing. Like, hey, you need these tattoos back on. Then someone said, "Oh, Vince found out you're not really brothers, and he didn't like that. He wants you guys to have two separate names." So we're like, "Oh, wow, okay." But, that's like a major career thing to just be blindsided, and they're like, "And you need to get them now because it's gotta be on the show tonight and clear legal and this thing." I'm like, this and that. So we're like, wow, that's a big thing to just kind of get hit with when you're not expecting it. So we're sitting there brainstorming, and we run into Johnny Ace, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, you're with Edge now, so you need cool names like Flash and Dagger, something like that." And we're like, whoa. So we were not ready for that at all. Like, even more so, like, we're already scrambling to come up with his names. We're like, holy cow. So at one point, we were going to be Kiedis and Cobain after Anthony Kiedis and Kurt Cobain, just because we're like, well, Edge is a rock star, and we were pitching that. And then when we found Michael Hayes, this is like late in the day, we found Michael Hayes this. He goes, "I don't think that's what was said. I think you just need to have two names that aren't the same." He's like, "Let's go see Vince to clarify." So we went into Vince's office and said, "What do you want?" He goes, "No, I just want two real sounding, believable names." We're like, "Oh, okay." And then I pulled Curt from Curt Hennig, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Hennig,
and I think the one thing I ever told Adam and before this whole deal went down is that he always looked like Taylor Hawkins to me from the Foo Fighters. So that's where that came from.
Which also happened to be Adam's favorite band, so it all tied in.
I don't think I even knew that at the time. Yeah, so very odd. And Zach is from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, which is awesome in its own right.
Yeah, and I really don't know what the Ryder's from. I don't. Maybe I think that is the kid from Boy Meets World, Ryder Strong or whatever. I think maybe it might be something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if he had answered his phone, he could very well be telling us right now.
He would have been involved in telling us. Now
he just straight up kayfabed you boys. I didn't know that.
We scrambled and we figured, okay, we're going to try and get both of them. We got the studio now, so we'll do it. And he answered the phone and was like, hello, hello, hello. And then he hung up, and then we called again, and he didn't answer. Yeah. So we know that he kayfabed this random number. And now Now he's never going to get on the show, and he's been whining and complaining about trying to get on the show. We're going to have you both on and also try and rib Jay. Yeah. So now the rib's totally on him. Yeah. So he's never going to get on the show. You get on the show by yourself. You don't have to share it with that glory hound.
What a development.
And it's the 10-year anniversary of the Edgeheads. Yeah, this is huge.
And his girlfriend tried to help me, basically ambush him to get him on. And
really?
He and then the second time we called back, he thought he was getting prank called, so he didn't answer the phone.
Yeah. So he's going to hear this, and he's going to be weeping tears, and his Just for Men beard is going to run, and
Oh, no.
It's all you, buddy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. You're
So, for everyone, for all the hosters listening, we tried to coordinate an Edgehead reunion to commemorate the 10 years 10 years ago that you guys debuted as Hawkins and Ryder, and then we were going to blindside Jay by having Ryder do a run-in, and then it got all discombobulated, and now Ryder's never going to be on the show.
Nope. He lost his chance. You know, you get a big league us. We can't rocket strap him if he doesn't let us strap him, you know?
Truth be told, it's not really his fault, but that doesn't matter. He's still never going to be on the show.
Right. He's probably buying a $30,000 action figure on eBay.
That's a very good chance as well. These days, he's lost his mind.
He does not own a $30,000 act. What is his most expensive action?
Adam, you're not smart to any of this stuff?
I'm somewhat smart to it, but I don't. Is there such thing as a $30,000 action figure?
Technically, they're prototypes is what he's been buying. So they're one of one. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've had the LJ on Sergeant Slaughter conversation with him before, and that was eye opening. And I then decided that I needed to have
to what he's doing these days, because he's real obsessed with the Hasbros. Like you guys are probably too old to play with Hasbros, right?
No, I had a few. I think I had like the Rockers and Demolition.
Okay. Like I can't remember LJNs in the store, but I remember like Hasbro Series 1, like big time.
Yeah. Yeah, LJN was like our era.
Yeah,
we were kids. But
anyway, he's been buying one-of-one, like hand-painted prototypes and spending way too much money on these things.
It's his retirement fund. He's gonna have all these action figures to show for his long career. But the getting back to the Edgehead stuff, you said you debuted in the triple threat at Armageddon, and then next thing you know, you basically parlayed into a big WrestleMania appearance as well down the road. Yeah. I mean, that had to be. And those long runways and running down on those things, like hitting your time, like all that sort of thing, like that's pretty nerve-wracking stuff, especially in a main match.
I get. It's like you said, we were dumb and young enough to pitch it in the first place. We weren't thinking like, I don't know, long term that WrestleMania is. We hadn't even been to a WrestleMania ever, not even just there to do nothing. So to see that, to see that on the horizon, we weren't thinking like that. We were just trying to, like I said, Dreamers scared the piss out of us that we were like, they'd given up on us completely already. So we were just grasping at straws. We weren't even thinking what the long-term effects could be of this thing. But, it led to, being a part of the main event at WrestleMania, which is like unreal. 22 years old running down that ramp. It seemed like never ending. I had a partially torn PCL too. So I'm like, nervous and beyond nervous because I don't want to fall and be that guy. And I remember just kind of begging Zach to like, he's not much of an athlete anyway. Let's not get too crazy here. But I remember being like, please don't go full speed because I cannot go full speed. So like, we'll look like we're trying, but I can't give it like because I was like, I don't know if you guys ever messed up your PCL. It's weird. You just kind of like fall down sometimes, like you don't know when it's coming. So that was like so nerve wracking, but at the end of the day, it's just something nobody could ever take away from us. And I still think I say this all the time that Adam and Taker's match tonight is, I think, one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history, and it doesn't get its due credit. I think down the line, when it's got some more time on it, people reflect and it will live on in that way. But it was just something so incredible to be a part of.
Well, I remember, talking with Taker and, putting stuff together and everything. And he didn't know you guys from Adam initially. And what was cool about it is that as the story progressed, because that was our first singles match on a pay-per-view, was at WrestleMania, and you guys are pretty pivotal in taking some cool bumps and being part of the finishing sequence of the match. That was really, I think, where you guys like kind of earned your keep with him, because you were there, you were on time, you took incredible bumps, and then from going forward from there, I mean, you guys were bump machines for him. Like, I remember this choke slam off of the corner to the outside through a table at the TLC match, and you guys were just, you know, really, you were earning your keep.
I think a lot of that is just because we're just so, well, obviously, just we both, Zach and I have just been ridiculously in love with pro wrestling our whole lives, but then, like, there's two of us with the same mindset, and, like, I don't think either one of us want to be like, well, that one's better than that one. So, like, every night, you know, wherever we are and we're taking double choke slams, like, I'm going to be higher than you on this choke slam, you know, try to beat me if you can. Like, it was things like that. that bled into, like, just, like you said, absolutely just bumping our ass off for Undertaker every night of the week. But, and it's an invaluable learning experience. And I remember, you know, we did what we did leading up to it, and we'd, you know, done things with them to the point where you guys were, you know, I don't know if I'm going too detailed here, but you guys are sitting there, and, you know, the secret meeting, just you guys and Michael Hayes putting together what is going to be the match, and we're scared shitless to say a word. And I remember him saying, "Hey, you guys, you know, speak up. If you got ideas, I want to hear it." Like, we were like, "Holy shit!" You know, this is Undertaker saying that, you know, we've earned his trust enough in that regard, which is just something, you know, I'll never forget.
Yeah, talk about sitting under the learning tree, right? I mean, going from, you know, where you were to, you know, sitting in a room and watching guys put together a main event WrestleMania match. I mean, that's you don't. I mean, that is like experience and knowledge that very, very few people get.
Just such a privilege, and I've told Adam this a million times, and I've when people question, you know, how I'm a wrestling coach or whatever, I'm like, I sat, you know, ringside and watched who I believe was the best wrestler in the business be a champion and a top guy night in, night out, every night of the week, across the country, all across the world. You know, I had the most firsthand, unbelievable learning experience, and it wasn't like, I mean, we were there for everything. You know, we were sitting in on everything, and Adam encouraged it, and it really, between that and, you know, on the undercard, we're tagging against Fit Finley and somebody, basically, is what we did for almost that whole year. So, you know, we're wrestling Fit Finley, getting first-hand knowledge, and then sitting there watching, like I said, you know, the best wrestler in the business do his business night in, night out. I just don't think anyone's ever going to have an education like that again in the business. It's just something that really shaped my entire career, and I'm just forever blessed to be a part of something so cool.
Well, I remember, you know, going back to you sending me the email and everything, that really impressed me. And but then once I really got to know you guys and really started working with you and really like connecting with you guys, it became I was Uncle Adam, and I really looked at you guys as my kids, you know, and I called you that, you know, they're my kids, and just getting the chance to watch you guys like work Kane and Rey Mysterio, and then get involved in, you know, whatever, you know, Taker and I were doing at the end. It was fun for me to see that progress, and it was fun for me to see you guys win the tag team titles and you know, show some of what you guys could do. I still think it didn't get tapped into the way I wanted it to get tapped into, because I really wanted you guys to go and do your own thing and do the tag team thing, still be part of the whole unit. And, you know, we did have like a year-long run where you guys were involved in everything. And if there was a promo, you guys were there. And if there was, you guys were involved. But I still saw it in my mind as more. I really... Well,
I guess there kind of was... I mean, you guys went, like you said, just Tommy Dreamer telling you that, you know, hey, the company's almost kind of given up on you guys at this point. And then you go on and you actually become tag champs. So in some sense, that was the case, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I think a big part that we haven't really touched on is that the three of us kind of clicked in a funny kind of way where we're all buddies and stuff. You know, like you said, I think you got a kick out of us, and we were just so thrilled to be socializing with you and learning from you and help out in any which way we could. So that whole thing made it really work as well.
Do you remember the one night that I think it was like Oklahoma or something, and Ryder said, "Don't worry, he was going to take care of we were going to ride together." Do you remember that?
Oh, that's the only time you got mad at us.
It was the only time I was like, hey,
yeah.
Well, I'll let you explain the story.
Well, the other really funny part of this story is that I think I'm almost positive it's the same night you lose the belt to Punk, because we had to go to Raw, and that's why we didn't normally ride together, but we all had to go to that TV just to do that, and then go to SmackDown.
And you want to know why?
So,
you want to know why too? Is because I had to film the Slim Jim commercial in Dallas, so they had a car take me from Dallas to lose the title to Punk for the Money in the Bank, so I didn't have a rental car.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Well, what's even more funny is that, so you do the match with Punk, or whatever you want to call it, drop the belt, and then there's a backstage we did where you're screaming at us to load the car and, drive. I think you smack Zack in the face or something, and we drive off for the TV show. But then, so you're all mad at us, and we drive off, and then we did it in real life later in the night, which is too funny. But I think that's just Broski totally those original GPSs that hung on the mirror, and they're not, he's a real bad texting driver, and I think he missed a couple turns and shit like that, and it was late at night.
He drives super slow too, he's very almost he's terrified behind the wheel.
Yeah, but he's multitasking and driving really slow, so it's it's brutal.
Oh, very safe.
But yeah, that was the only time Adam got hot at us, for sure.
Yeah, I think that was the only time. Other than that, it was I just remember, trying to explain to you guys the reason I would do something, and you guys were always very, asking me questions, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. I actually remember Batista early on, you were working him, maybe our first live event loop doing the gimmick, and he was like, "Hey, when we put this match together, be there. It's not like you're eavesdropping. I want you in there. You need to know." And it was to know what we were doing that night, and also obviously learn, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Dave's another guy, very, very giving, and wanted to help people, and I think he, because I explained to all those guys how it all kind of came about. So I think, when you got one of the guys who's in that mix explaining to them, hey, these kids are cool. This is what they did to get in this position. I think
do you remember how, I don't know, Shawn Michaels was so terrified to work with us. I don't know why. He knew nothing about us, and you had to tell him, Shawn, these guys are the biggest marks for you that ever lived. You're going to be okay.
Well, so let's talk about that as a moment too. We ended up, the four of us, the three of us with Chavo, working Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels in a steel cage in Chicago.
Yeah. Unreal.
Think about that, man.
Yeah. I think about that. I still think about that often, not every day, but, at least once every 6 months, I think about that I feel like.
Well, that's a one-off. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair teaming in a steel cage in the hottest wrestling town, arguably, in the world. And
which is it was probably my first time in Chicago, and that's become my absolute favorite place to wrestle. So it's pretty nuts, mind blowing.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool moments. Whether it was, the getting involved in the TLC, and we get Taker banished, and it was a good time. It was a good time. I really
the wedding episode, which is I don't know if that's ever happened. We were in every seg of an entire SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that.
One of those things too. I think it was a 2-hour show, and we were on air for an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, when else does something like that happen? It's a really cool. I can't say enough good things about the experience and what it did to. It just impacted the whole rest of my career, just as far as the worker that I would become.
Well, and I know anytime I get back, where it's like, picking up wherever we left off. And did you know, young Birdman over there picking your feet, that young Brian, Curt Hawkins made it to my 40th birthday party down here in Asheville.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Yeah. I couldn't make it. Because
Imagine that, huh?
While my wife was about to give birth to our beautiful first child.
He did have a good
around your house.
I do remember that, Pat.
So, but there's no excuse. Zack Ryder couldn't have been here.
That's true.
So
he was busy buying action figures.
Right.
He might have been booked, and I definitely wasn't booked at the time. So.
I think he was putting Nair on his back and fake tanning and buying action figures online. That's my story.
Hey,
I'm sticking to it.
Can we switch subjects for a little bit since Broski's not here?
Sure.
I want to ask Jay, since I wasn't there. I don't think I've ever asked you this. How blown up was Zack in that ECW title match the first time you guys worked?
He was so blown up. So he had been off for a couple months, and he came back, and we were on ECW, and we had a lot of time for the main matches.
Maybe 3 segs, right?
It was a good 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that we were out there, and he was just blown sky high at the end. He was just like if he could have taken a one of those masks with oxygen in it, he would have done it. But he made it through. To his credit,
I'm in FCW at the time, so obviously I'm a little salty, but I'm watching that at home, and I just remember there's a spot at the end where he's got to go corner to corner. And his legs are not even working.
Yeah. He's just almost walking,
full of lactic acid.
It was a good match, though. I'll give it to him.
His selling is just it's not pro wrestling selling. It's kill me now selling on the face.
And Jay, for those that don't know, Jay's gas tank is never ending.
Yeah.
So
Jay is one of those guys that just it didn't seem like blowing up was an option.
No. I think it wasn't. I don't know. I crazy weird ring cardio that was kind of one of the fun things. I like to blow people up sometimes. It was a lot of fun, and especially was to guys like him that he felt like he had a point to prove, and he was trying to he grinded it out at the end. But
that was a big moment for him. So he really you guys had to do some stuff. He had to prove himself.
Yeah, and then a couple months later, I worked him again. I said, "Look, kid, I'm going to give you the reins here. I'm going to give you a couple hours, come up with some ideas, get back with me. I don't have to put all these things together myself. Come up with some stuff, tell me what you got, and we'll fit it in." And so I go eat, do whatever it was I was going to do, take care of Christian business, I come back in a couple hours. I'm like, "All right, kid, so what do you got?" He looks me straight in the face and goes, "Tiger Bomb." And I went, "What?" He's like, "Tiger Bomb." I was like, "That's all you got in 2.5 hours?" And he's like, he does that awkward, weird laugh. I was like, "All right." That's all he had.
Oh, man. To his credit, when they broke us up, they blindsided both of us. So we were not expecting it at all. Which, to the point where at least he knew he wanted to be the, Guido fist bumping guy. And I had nothing. Yeah. I didn't know. It was so far from my mind. I was just I don't know what you want me to say. I have no idea. I wasn't expecting this.
Well, initially and this has nothing to do with you guys, but it just, you saying that brought this to mind. I remember when they broke up the Brood.
Yeah.
Them coming, I think it was Terry Taylor.
Yeah.
Came up to the three of us, to Gangrel, Jay, and myself, and said, "Babyface, heel, we're not sure."
Oh my God!
And we're like, "What?" And we didn't even know. And then he kind of laughed and kept walking. And we're like, "What the hell is that?"
And Jay was the "we're not sure," and it's what does that mean? And we had a T-shirt. Our second T-shirt came out that day.
Yeah,
and it was and we're breaking up.
Yeah, and and I get what you mean there. It's a scary feeling because you get that familiarity.
That word.
I screwed it up last week too. The familiarity.
Yeah, I don't know. People don't realize that it kind of happens like that sometimes.
Yeah. And there's a comfort level of having somebody to work off of, and you're gaining confidence or gaining experience together, and as a team, that makes it makes it easier. And we weren't expecting that when we got that news. And I was kind of felt like at that point too, I had never done a promo on TV. I had no real character development, and I was like, oh man, if I'm not in this, then what am I going to do? And luckily for me, it morphed into the Edge and Christian thing. I don't even know how that happened, but that kind of worked out for me, even though there were those nerves of splitting away.
Yeah. So after they split you guys up, how did you feel? Like you said, nervous, but then I know your mind is always churning on stuff.
So what the real shitty part was, I stopped getting travel like almost immediately. So I called Johnny after like 2 weeks of that and said, I can't just sit home, be forgotten about, and eventually fired. Like I'm 23, 24. I was like, I'll move to Florida. I'll join FCW. I will be the best effing guy down there, and I'll wrestle anyone you have signed. He's like, well, kid, we don't think you're a bad worker. We just have nothing for you. Like, so we're not sending you there. I said, well, I'm sending myself. I'll go. I need to be like seen. I need to be in your radar. So I did that. And I actually, I moved on my own money to FCW. I didn't get paid for it because I wasn't a member of FCW. So I basically lived off my Edgehead run money, brother, for a year. Because no checks were coming in, and basically proved myself and worked all the way back to the roster in about exactly a year. I want to say it was like May 2009 to May 2010.
And then I remember that happened because I was living down there then, and I just thought,
oh yeah, because you got hurt, and we actually wound up spending a lot of time together.
Yeah, and I just remember thinking to myself, like, who else would? There's not many people anyway that would, out of their own pocket, go, okay, well, I want to keep working and I want to keep being seen, so I'm going to go down, put myself in the developmental territory after I've been involved doing run-ins in main events for Wrestlemania. I don't know if many other
I look
people
back on it now, it's a total blessing in disguise. I just thought of this as you guys were telling that last story. At the time they broke Zach and I up, I mean, neither one of us had ever done promos like on our own, like Jay said. We had never done that, and man, I'm not kidding. Each of us probably had less than like 7 or 8 singles matches to our name when they broke us up after that whole run. So it was kind of an awesome thing to happen to me looking back on it now,
Yeah. Man, that I can't.
And I got 4 more years of being on the main roster out of it.
Good on you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that as a compliment when I say I don't know many people that would do that. I mean that as like that's some stick-to-itiveness. That's some gumption. Well, but it's also the same, and I want to get this word in there too, it's the same chutzpah that caused you to send me that email too. Yeah, I got in chutzpah. Yeah. And in regard to you.
Yeah, it's too tenacious for my own good sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
So, fast forward all these years, you leave for a while. I know you were frustrated because it can be a frustrating business, and we've continued discussions through the years, and I've tried to like be a sounding board for you in terms of like the kind of inner workings of how this thing can be. And I know that, we've both talked about how, having kids, having daughters in particular, like we do, is like, that's what it's, okay, that nothing else, not that nothing else matters, but that's what everything else wraps around is having our kids. So how's it feel to be a dad?
It's just, it's one of those things, like obviously like, I text you and give you updates, but until it really happens, you don't understand how you're going to feel and just how much it's really going to change your life forever. And, it just really has. The only like kind of sad part is like, I've been traveling wrestling for over 13 years now, and my wife is the best. We have a wonderful relationship. We never ever fight. She doesn't bust my balls. She's just super cool and understanding that, I'm involved in a very crazy business and things like that. And when I'm away from her, I miss her, but I'm not, I don't know, I'm not miserable. I can honestly say now traveling, I miss my daughter dearly. So, that's been the biggest change and the hardest change. But I mean, it's got me even more focused to just, be good at what I'm doing and, provide and, get home safe and sound and spend as much time as I can with her. So it's just so incredibly life-changing.
and with your partner, with your wife, it's that they get it and they understand it. But with your daughter, they're still trying to grasp these things, and like now I get the Dada, you're not leaving again, are you? And it's like, oh, or I don't want you to leave again, or I love it when you're home, Dada. And I mean, it's gut wrenching. It's part of maintaining a sense of self, but it gets hard. It's almost impossible to leave them, but you realize that
and I know
you got to as well.
She's only 6 months right now, and she's just going to, become a person that's actively talking to me and understanding. I think it's, and from what I hear from the other guys and it's just only going to get a little tougher. So I gotta be strong and, just know that's ahead.
Well, wait till you take her to TV and PS.
Oh, I took her to Raw over the summer. She was only like 3 months.
Did she meet Michael Hayes?
She met everybody, probably everyone but Vince. I'd say at least saw her and said hi. So
I'll tell you a story.
I wasn't going to wheel her into the office, but
I'll tell you a funny Michael Hayes story. So I took my my daughter to the arena in Tampa. I was doing the pre-show panel for a pay-per-view there, and I was standing there talking to somebody, and she was an infant at the time, in her little stroller, just laying there sleeping, and I'm talking to somebody. I see this presence out of the side of my eye, and I turn around, and Michael Hayes is standing over the stroller, and he's looking down, and he put his fingers out. He does the 4-knuckle names.
Baby names.
And he's like, names. And I was like, did you? And I looked at him, I was like, did you just baby names my daughter? And he's like, and he does this, here we go. He didn't do that, but I added that. But I was like, dude, you just baby names my daughter. And he thought, and he kind of, and he's just, awesomely awkward and kind of laughed, and he was in his great suit.
Who I will tell you is the greatest babysitter at TV is Pat Patterson.
Oh, Pat's great.
Jesus.
He is so amazing with kids. It's incredible. Like he's a baby whisperer. It's
the first thing I thought of where that Michael Hayes story is, what was he wearing? Because babies are so stimulated by bright colors and stuff.
Yeah, maybe she thought he was the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, I can only imagine what kind of neon suit and guess he had
purple suit. Yeah,
Grimace,
Elmo, or something. Oh, he's too big to be Elmo.
Yeah, so we're talking about kids.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything. Look at us.
Man, we Barry Broski a little bit. We got kid talking there.
Yeah.
Good episode.
Good times.
Well, speaking of kids, I guess we should probably let you get back to your daughter.
I'm almost home here.
Okay. Well, also, for those that don't know, and no one would know this besides, Brian and I, we also text each other song recommendations, and they all center around having a baby daughter. So he said it'd be like Ben Folds 5 songs, and I've said it like Avett Brothers songs. So when we're both lonely, I'm over in Ireland and you're on the road, we both know that we have a network built in to be able to send sad texts to each other.
It's right, dude.
Sad yet supportive.
Cutting me up, man. Especially if I'm flying, man. I gotta like stop myself and not do it.
I know. I know, because the dude sitting beside you will be like, what is this? Is this like...
I didn't even know this till recently. Someone said when you're flying, you're more like, it's easier to cry.
Huh. Really? That makes sense, because I always throw music on and look out that damn window and think, I wonder
you get
what
really
they're doing
emotional.
right now.
Someone told me it's something about like the air pressure or the altitude. I don't know. That makes crying easier to happen. I don't know. Someone just told me that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm starting to think it's real, yeah.
Yeah, it crushes a water bottle, so it's probably doing some stuff to our brains.
Well, let me know next time, and I will send you a horse face text. I'll just
thanks.
Horse face. Yeah, I called him horse face, so that's where that came from.
And then you can send him a story.
You want to explain that one a little bit?
I don't remember how it went, so you can explain it.
What I think happened, you were like, you just came up to me at TV, and were like, you look like a horse, so I'm going to call you horse face. And I was like, I think you look like a horse. I'm going to call you horse face. And then we just left it at that, and then we stayed to each other for years.
Yeah, they're probably just random, like we've talked about it tons of times on this stuff, just random stuff to entertain yourself on the road. So,
I think you were sad because you and MVP were putting me and Archer over that.
I don't remember that.
It happened.
What the hell was I going to say? Oh, so I had something I was going to say, and it's gone.
Yeah,
So,
right out of my brain.
About the songs?
Oh, I don't think it was.
About the dad songs?
Well, there is a good... I sent you Imelda May, right? Little Pixie?
The one that... What's the one that's been really messing me up? I can't even listen to it. Because it goes, I gotta take to the skies.
That's Avett Brothers, Father's First
Yeah,
Spring.
that one. Woof,
that one will get you, man.
Really cuts me deep, man.
That one will get you. And then it's Imelda May. She's an Irish singer, and she has a song called Little Pixie. And every time I'm just like, I
can say this is another, like, Edgehead storyline come to real life. My wife and I didn't find out the sex. Because my wife just thought it would be a fun thing to do, and it didn't really bother me. I said, okay, sounds like fun. So, obviously, like, I would assume, like any other male, I wanted, like, a little doppelganger of me, I wanted a boy so bad. And I made it up in my mind, like, there's no way this isn't a boy. Like, I was trying to, like, I told myself that, like, the secret style, like, definitely a boy. There's no way anything. I mean, so, whatever, lo and behold, like, Mackenzie comes out and the doctor spins around. He's a girl, and like, I wish there was some kind of recording of my face. I am like speechless, like could not believe it. But then when I obviously I love everyone life itself now, but like, I thought to myself, you know what? Adam has 2 daughters, and he's always been my hero. So there's nothing wrong with having a daughter. This will be awesome. Not that,
I have a daughter, too.
Being upset that it was a girl lasted, Yeah, but you're Zach's favorite, not mine.
Oh, that's true.
That guy's having kids. But, yeah, and I remember telling you how awesome, and that
you did. That was, like, one of the first texts I got. You said, yeah, having a daughter is really fun. You'll see soon, You couldn't have been more correct.
Yeah, and I realize, like, now... I don't think I would have been anywhere near the dad that I feel like I am, and you're always trying to be a better dad.
Yeah.
But I'm so wired toward having little girls. Like I think, okay, that's why I was put here. It was to be a father. I'm a
everything happens for a reason guy.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that. So.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I in my mind, I had it like this whole idea that I was going to have a son and, teach him how to skate, teach him how to throw a baseball, like do all these things that I did as a kid. And then, when I found out it was a girl, I wasn't disappointed, but I was surprised. And now I can't even imagine not having a girl. That girl,
you can't even imagine it, right?
I can't even imagine it. It's just the best. She's just amazing. It's hard work being a dad, but it's also very, very rewarding. But
yeah, it's the best job you'll ever have, though, right?
Yeah, it is, and I know you got to get back to it. And we have Jay is here in the mountains with me.
Time here, so.
All right, so you go. You got to get back to work. We got to get back to work. We got the 3 little girls coming for Jim.
Thank you for having me on, guys. Adam, I love you. I'm forever in debt to you. And Jay, I know I bust your balls, but you're someone that Broski and I obviously idolize as well, and we looked up to. So appreciate everything you guys have done for me throughout the years.
Yeah. Okay, and Creative Pro, January 20th.
January 20th. Come meet Christian. He's just signing autographs. There's going to be a lot of
he'll be there.
Well. Yeah, something that Edge wouldn't do for you, but I'm there for you, brother. I got your back. All right, man. Thanks for talking.
See you, bro.
Take care.
That was a good conversation. Obviously, the point here is that, like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And they took a big shot, right? And I'm not going to lie, he hurt me a little bit when he said that he wasn't my favorite. That you were his favorite.
Yeah,
and
carved you deep.
Yeah, it hurt me. That's why I'm not going to rocket strap him, and his streak will continue.
Well, I rocket strap already.
You didn't know that I removed the rocket powers from you before we did this podcast. I knew I couldn't trust him.
He was still involved in the main event of WrestleMania, so he's already been strapped.
Well, I took the strap back.
Okay.
Yeah. You can be unstrapped just as quickly as you can be strapped.
Really?
Let's make that a point right now.
Okay. All right.
And so I figured, you know what? He said on more than one occasion in that talk that I was Zach's favorite wrestlers. I feel like we should give him another chance. What do you think?
You wanna
I wanna give him
strap
another
the
chance.
Rough Rider?
Yeah, I want to give him another chance.
All right.
To have a little bit of this conversation and get his Edgehead experience out there, brother.
Spit it out. Okay, fine. Let's give him a shot. Let's give him one last shot.
Hello.
Kid,
Yo.
what are you doing? Where are you?
I was at the gym. I'm at the gym.
You're at the gym, or you were at the gym? I'm a little confused.
I'm not. I didn't know it was you guys before.
Oh.
And then you thought you were getting prank called and you hung up. Well, you've been complaining for all this time that you want to be on E&C's Pod of Awesomeness. We were calling to not ambush you, but surprise you. It's the Christmas season. It's the season of giving. We wanted to have you on the podcast as our surprise to you, and you hung up on us, and we couldn't get you back.
Big league.
Your girlfriend tried to help set the whole thing up. She did a great job.
We just got a big argument about it.
You did.
Oh, and now you're yelling at your girlfriend for it.
Well, we had a little argument. So, Chelsea, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
So now, not only did you big league us, now not only did we just have an hour-long conversation with Hawkins, now you've gotten in an argument with your girlfriend over it.
Yeah, we got an argument.
Oh.
Look what you did.
It's your fault.
Yeah,
I'm blaming you.
Oh.
You're the recurring theme there, buddy. You got to be able to look in the mirror every once in a while.
Yeah,
I'm blaming you.
Well, I'm at the gym. I'm looking at a lot of mirrors. I look very good. I don't even have a full pump yet, but I still look great.
What are you working today?
Well, it was back, and then we got in an argument. She left the gym. I left the gym. Now I'm back in the gym. Now you guys called. Now I stopped my workout.
Wait, so
hold on a second here.
What exactly did you do to cause an argument for her to leave the gym? Because as far as I know, from what the Birdman tells me, she's a very, very nice lady.
Oh, she's the best. I'm definitely going to pop the question one day. But what happened was you guys called.
Ooh.
I thought it was like a prank call, so I hung up. And then you guys called back. I said, I'm not fucking picking that up. And then she's like, no, pick it up. I'm like, why should I pick it up? We had a whole argument about it. So then I went in the gym. And then she's like, can you meet me in the front? I'll tell you what that was about. I'm like, oh, I'm doing deadlift, so no thanks.
Wow.
Oh.
So you are the dick here.
Oh.
It's you. It's not her. I'm standing up for her.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Here's what I think we should do. My dog's barking. My dog's hot at you right now.
Everybody's
I think
hot at
we
you.
should have Chelsea on the show.
I think we should.
I think we should have her on the show.
Yeah,
and
can we call her?
We should do an intervention here. We should fix this.
We should. You should call her.
Should we fix it on the E&C's Pod of Awesomeness? Should we fix this?
It could get awkward. Hopi, be quiet. I got to get my dog. You figure this out.
All right. You know what?
A live intervention?
Matt, Matt. I have a question for you.
Yo.
Do we have 2 phone lines?
We can. I would just need about 5 minutes or so. We can get 2 phone lines.
What do you think? Yeah,
I think
I don't think we have time. I don't think we have time.
No, you know what? I think maybe we get Chelsea on the show, and I think now you had to do your deadlift, so maybe we just end this right now.
I pushed hard to have you on because
he was putting you over. Like Hawkins was sitting there saying, I was his favorite and everything, and he put you over. He said, yeah, but Ryder's favorite was Christian and still is, and all of these things. So then Jay was like, let's give him a shot.
And he blew up in your ECW match. Come on, I'm trying to stand up for you here, and you're making this hard for me. Making it real hard, even though you saved my family's life.
I did. I saved everybody and the cats.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're making it real hard on us right now, Zachy boy.
Well, I wish I would have known you guys were calling, then I would have picked up.
Yeah.
Hello?
I know you guys were trying to surprise me, so I'm sorry.
Hello?
What?
Hello?
What?
I think we lost him.
We lost him. We lost him by accident.
Yeah.
But I tell you what.
What?
Chelsea's getting on this show.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And she's getting a full talk.
Yeah.
She's getting the full interview.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say, because I obviously met her when we my family sought refuge at the Ryder residence.
Yeah.
The Rough Rider residence, brother.
The Rough Rider mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rough Rider starter home. But it was, no, it was a nice house. It is. It's a great starter.
I'm just joking.
And but the thing is she was there, and I'm telling you right now, she is one of the coolest people I've ever met.
She's too good for him.
She's too good for him.
She's too good for him. Chelsea, if you're listening, and I'm sure Ryder will be listening and crying into his grilled chicken and or his ground beef, and we want to get you on the show. Yeah. Not him though.
No,
we want to give you the full interview treatment. He's not getting it. That's it. That was his shot, Bird. And I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
You championed for him.
I did.
And I was like, And what did he say? He admitted, I was busy doing deadlifts.
Jeez.
Yeah. There you go.
It hasn't helped him yet. Just kidding.
No.
He's a good kid.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Feel bad it didn't work out.
Yeah, we would have talked about all the great moments that he's had. Intercontinental
maybe,
Championship, WrestleMania, ladder match. But hey, guess what? He also said that Razor Ramon was his favorite at that WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
So I think he's just a fly-by-nighter.
Well, I also think that
he doesn't deserve to be rocket strapped because he's a fly-by-nighter.
Are you taking back his strap?
I just took back
you
his strap.
unstrapped Ryder?
I just unstrapped Ryder.
Oh man!
And I strapped him with the fly-by-nighter tag.
Huh. Well, maybe if we ever do an episode on action figures, we'll have him back.
Yeah.
I guess we should go.
Well, yeah, but real quick, I want to talk about Hawkins though. The fact that him and Ryder both lifelong wrestling fans. Glad I could be any small part for them to be able to see a bigger picture within the industry because they're great guys. Very happy that that he's a dad and he's seeing what fatherhood is, and it's interesting. You guys were both talking about how you pictured having little doppelgangers. I never pictured anything.
Yeah,
I just pictured.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know what to picture.
I just had it in my head that it was going to be a boy.
Yeah,
and just like I said, doing the things that my dad did with me when I was a kid, and I just had that image in my mind. That's the way it was going to be. But as soon as we found out the sex beforehand, and as soon as in my head I was going, it's a boy, and they said, oh, you're having a little girl, and I went, of course it's a girl. And from that moment on, I was all about a girl, and like I said,
and it sounds like that's what most men think.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just never did.
Yeah.
I never really pictured any
Yeah.
I didn't attach
I didn't feel one way or another.
Yeah.
I didn't say no. I want a boy. I didn't feel strongly one way or another. I was just convinced that I was having a boy.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
There you have it.
So
there you have it.
Yeah.
Well, hosers, we had a little bit of Zack Ryder on the show.
Yeah.
That's all he's getting now.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like we should even cut that part out.
He's done. You know what? I like giving him a little tease, just a little taste. And that's all he's getting.
Oh, Zack Ryder, you really missed up your chance, brother. Oh, we're going to give your airtime to one Paul Smackage. He's going to come in here and talk about all of his roll-ups, all of him getting his feet up on the ropes for his
Zack, baby, you're going to eat a bionic elbow. You're going to eat a bionic elbow. No, that wasn't very good. No. Zack, baby, you're gonna eat the big elbow drop, and then I'm gonna. What else am I gonna hit you with a bull rope? And that's it for you.
And then maybe Paul Smackage calls out one Krusty Rhodes, the younger sibling of the legendary American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. That's a feud in the making, brother. That's a headliner in any arena anywhere in the country. Oh, we'll see you next week, hosers.
That was my worst Dusty yet. I gotta keep practicing. When I don't keep going.